We are also monitoring another attack in Tunisia where at least 27 people are reported dead. It happened in the resort city of Sousse.
Gunmen stormed 2 beach hotels and at least 1 attacker was killed. So, Juan, what do we know about these attackers so far?
Well, again, I think we're learning more. We're getting sort of firsthand reports from people who were on the beach and people who were able to escape the attacks. It looks to be another attack in Tunisia. Recall that you had the National Museum attack, perpetrators coming out of Libya attacking in Tunisia. In Tunisia, you have the problem that you have terrorist groups and operatives operating in a country that has been relatively stable compared to its neighbors like Libya or Egypt or even further afield in Syria. And so Syria in some ways has been a bright spot in the wake of the Arab revolutions, but the reality is they've been facing a growing sense of terrorist threat and dread. You've seen these episodes of attacks, and certainly what you're seeing here is, I think, another episode where terrorists are trying to impose themselves either from the outside of Tunisia or taking advantage of terrorist operatives that are operating there in Tunisia. And of course, they are striking a Western target, trying to hit Western tourists, certainly trying to create fear in the tourism industry, trying to affect the Tunisian economy, and certainly trying to affect the political trajectory in that country.
Juan, we're getting some dramatic images coming across social media. One of a British tourist who actually barricaded himself inside of a bedroom as the attack was happening. Talk to us, Juan, about the location. For a terrorist, what's the aim? Why go after a resort?
Well, there are multiple reasons to go after a resort, and it's certainly not new to this attack. You've had attacks on resorts around the world, whether it's in East Africa, North Africa, or the Middle East. Resorts are sort of key economic lifelines for a country like Tunisia, which relies on Western tourism, in particular from Western European capitals. You also have the fact that you usually have softer targets around resorts. Even though security has likely been increased over time at a place like Sousse, they're softer targets, and so they're easier to hit than a government building or a security installation. And finally, it's a way of sending both a strategic as well as an economic message that nothing is safe and that a country is going to be vulnerable to these kinds of terrorist attacks. And so it's a multiple-pronged message by these individuals when they hit a resort like the one they just did in Tunisia.
Juan Zarate, thank you for your time and expertise.
My pleasure.